I didn't mean for it to go that far. It was supposed to be a joke. But when the room fell silent and I looked at my husband's face, I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross. And exactly 7 days later, I was holding divorce papers in my hand. If you've ever said something you didn't mean, something that changed everything, hit like, because I didn't just lose a marriage. I lost the man who used to see me as his safe place. My name is Vanessa. I'm 35. And I've always had a sharp tongue and a quicker wit. I wasn't trying to be cruel that night. But maybe that's the worst part. Because it wasn't some huge betrayal that ended my marriage. It was a sentence, one careless sentence, said in front of people who weren't supposed to hear it. We were at our friend Derek's house for game night. One of those cozy, wine-soaked evenings with board games and snacks. Liam's husband had been friends with Derek since college. Their group was tight, loyal, the kind of friends who treat each other like family. And I always felt like the outsider. I loved Liam, but I didn't exactly blend into the soft, polite, let's talk about our feelings vibe his friends had. I was more sarcastic, blunt. And honestly, that night, I was trying too hard. Someone made a joke about who would survive a zombie apocalypse, and I remember it so clearly because everyone was laughing until it was my turn. I said, Liam? Oh, please. He's sweet, but he's not exactly survival material. He'd probably try to hug the zombies. It got a laugh. So I pushed further. Let's be real. If things went down, I'd be the one protecting him. The table laughed again. Except Liam didn't. He smiled, but not the real kind. It was the tight-lipped one he uses when he's holding something in. I noticed it, but I ignored it. I was getting laughs. I thought it was harmless. Later that night, in the car, I noticed how quiet he was. I asked him what was wrong. He said, Do you really think I'm weak? I blinked. Liam, it was a joke. He didn't answer, just stared out the window. And I rolled my eyes. Come on, you can't seriously be mad about that. He didn't argue, didn't yell, just said, Okay. I thought that was the end of it. But it wasn't. The next morning, he didn't kiss me goodbye. Didn't text me during the day like he usually did. And then, 7 days later, a courier knocked on our door with an envelope. Inside were divorce papers. At first, I thought it was a mistake. A joke? Some kind of dramatic gesture. So I called him. He answered with a calm voice that didn't even sound like him. I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I panicked. I begged him to come home. Told him we could talk about it, that I didn't mean what I said. He said, It's not just what you said. It's what you've always said. You never see me as a man. You see me as someone you need to fix or mock. That hurt, because deep down, I knew it was true. I had spent so much time trying to be the strong one. I never stopped to think about what that made him feel like. We started dating when I was at my lowest, fresh out of a bad relationship, struggling to rebuild my confidence. Liam was soft, patient, kind. He never tried to overpower me, never raised his voice, never made me feel small. And maybe I mistook that kindness for weakness. And over time, I built this version of our relationship where I was the leader, the protector, the one in charge. He never complained, but he kept a record. Every sarcastic jab, every joke at his expense. Every time I interrupted him mid-story to correct him. Every time I made him the punchline. I asked him if we could go to therapy. He said he'd already tried on his own. Tried to talk to someone about how to stay in a marriage where he didn't feel respected. Tried to fix himself before finally realizing he wasn't broken. He just wasn't loved the way he needed to be. He moved in with his brother for a while, and I stayed in the apartment with his empty side of the bed and my echoing silence. Friends stopped reaching out. Mutual ones took his side. And I didn't blame them. Because when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw either. Not because I lost him, but because I realized I never made him feel safe with me. Never made him feel like he mattered more than the laugh. You know what hurts the most? He never raised his voice. Never said cruel things back. He didn't need to. He walked away with quiet strength. And I learned that's the kind of strength I should have respected all along. If you're watching this and you've got someone kind, gentle, and patient in your life, don't wait until they're gone to realize how rare that is. Because sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who never have to prove it. And when they walk away, they never look back. Have you ever lost someone because of your own words? Let's talk in the comments. I'm listening.